Hi, I'm Jill Vanderwood, and I'm a self-published author talking to you today about the pros of self-publishing. This will be my 15th book that I'm publishing, and I have also signed with some contracts for small presses. So I kind of know the difference, and I've had many classes on this. So one of the main things about self-publishing that is a benefit is that you own the rights to your book. Now, when you signed a contract, then you're signing away some of your rights. And if you decide to hire an agent, which could probably get you a really good contract with a big publishing company, you will also be signing to offer them 15% of everything that you make, including your signing bonus. So say you signed a bonus of $10,000, you would be giving $1,500 of that to your agent for getting you the contract, and all the 15% of all of your royalties throughout the sale and the publishing of this book. Now, another thing that the publishing company owns is the right to sign up for foreign sale rights and movie rights. They will offer you a certain percentage for each of these if they decide to sign you in that direction. Now, the thing about self-publishing is you own all of your rights. Now, remember when I talked about my illustrator and he signed a contract with me? That means that I now own the pictures that he drew for me, but I can give him permission to use those anyway I decide to let him use them. So it's much that same way when you sign a contract for a book publishing. So with a self-publishing author, you can go in anytime on Amazon and you can change the cover of your book. You could change anything in your book. You can also change your write-up on Amazon, your author page, anything you want. It's yours. So you have all those rights. You also own the copyright for your book if you're a self-published author. Now, I sat next to a published author at a book signing, and she had written a picture book, and she had to wait for 2 years to get the right illustrator. The company hired an illustrator, and after the book was published, she was sitting next to me and telling me that she gets 24 cents per book for sales. Now, the book sells for $16.99, so she gets very little of that. She doesn't even get a quarter. And she was also saying that she really doesn't think that she's going to write any more books because she's not making any money. But at that point when she was talking to me, she had made probably $6,000 in 6 months. So she would have had to sell thousands of books to make that. So she was selling books, but she wasn't making much of the profit. Now, I was going to give you a couple of examples with my books. This is the last book that I published, and it's called Keeping Secrets. It's a young adult book about girls and secrets that they keep and how sometimes keeping a secret could be dangerous. So with this book, it sells for $12.99 on Amazon, and my ebook sells for $4.99. Now, out of the royalties for this, they take out money for the publishing of each book. So that's approximately $3.84 per book that Amazon takes. And then they give you up to 70% royalties in some cases. And so for the ebook, I make just over $3. And for this paperback book, I make around almost $5 for each book that I sell. So that's the difference there. Now with this book, this is called What's It Like Living Green? Kids Teaching Kids by the Way They Live. And after I wrote this book, some of the people that I wrote stories about in the book got together with me and we did some fundraising. Now, because the book was self-published, I was able to do some fundraising, which was where I would let them order 100 books at my cost, which my cost would be something like the $3.84 that it costs to print the book, and that's it. But plus shipping, so maybe $5 a book all total. And then once they ordered the book at my cost, they were able to sell those 100 books and make a profit for their organization. So they probably made something like $7.99 off of each book. So they made quite a big profit, and it wasn't taking anything out of my pocket whatsoever. So that was a fun way to do when I had a self-published book and I didn't have to put out a dime for a fundraiser. And we earned money for a sustainable park in Chicago area, and we also earned money for a playground that they were building, a sustainable playground for children at a children's center in Florida. So that's the difference, I think, in my opinion, of self-publishing and having a national publisher. Of course, you have to do your own marketing, and of course that is hard sometimes, but even with a national publisher, you are required to do some of the marketing. Thank you. Have a great day.